I want to talk to you about something called no-fault insurance. It's also known as personal injury protection or PIP coverage. Florida is what's called a no-fault state. And what does that mean? It means that no matter who is at fault for the crash in Florida, your own insurance will pay 80% of your medical bills up to $10,000. Some people will say, why does my insurance have to pay for my medical coverage when the other guy's at fault? The way the law is written in Florida, no matter who's at fault, your own insurance pays 80% of your medical bills up to $10,000. Florida is a no-fault state. No matter who's at fault, your own insurance pays. It doesn't only pay 80% of your medical bills. It also pays 60% of your lost wages. So, for instance, if you make $10 an hour, it'll pay $6 an hour. It'll reimburse you that money that you have lost for lost wages. The insurance company is not going to just take your word for those lost wages. You're going to have to have something on letterhead from your employer showing that you normally work X amount of hours and that you had to miss those hours because of medical treatment and so forth. And you'll need a note from the doctor's office. Now, you only have 14 days after a crash to get treatment. If you don't see a doctor within 14 days after a crash, then you lose out on the $10,000 in money that you can get under the no-fault coverage you have in your insurance policy. I have had people come into my office who they waited a month to get treatment because, number one, they don't like going to doctors. Number two, they were hoping it would just get better with time, and it didn't. And then finally, after a month, they're like, oh man, I better go get checked out because this isn't getting any better. Well, by that time, they have lost, their right to that coverage that they would otherwise be able to tap into had they gotten treatment or gotten checked out within 14 days. The thing about no-fault coverage, it means that for you to be able to get money for pain and suffering, you have to prove that you have been permanently injured or that you had a pre-existing injury that was made permanently worse. It's called a permanent exacerbation of a pre-existing condition. So you have to prove those things if you want to qualify for money for pain and suffering. So that's part of the no-fault law that makes it challenging. So one of the things when we go to court against an insurance company, they always challenge whether you have been permanently injured. And so what they'll do is they'll bring in doctors into court to testify and say, well, you know what? I've looked at all the records. There's nothing wrong with him. He's not permanently injured. And so the fight becomes about permanent injuries if you are permanently injured. So that is all part of the no-fault law. The most important part for you to know, though, in the very beginning of a case when you are just in a car crash and you're injured and you're hurting, is that you have to get treatment within 14 days and that you have $10,000 in coverage that you have available to you to get treatment with. Any other questions, give me a call.